Mercedes-AMG Interview Lounge.
You guys sound awesome. Uh-oh.
Hey.
I know, but I got to tell you, with getting to those lyrics without tripping over those words, I mean, how long did it take you to get that down? Or did you get it like in one try?
Oh, I'm like really good at this. It was fine. I was running with these like, I don't know, for an hour this morning on the treadmill, just like, I ain't trying to message you.
That is just wild.
But it's good. This is a great song.
Oh, my gosh. Well, thank you so much. And Tia, Ronnie, Keisha, you sounded so awesome. That's crazy. Hey, so when I hear you tripping through those words without making a mistake, I didn't hear a mistake.
Yeah.
No.
But you hear the words, you hear the lyrics. Writing music is just such a magical miracle.
Yeah, it really
some people
is.
can, some people can't.
And what's so good about, like, it's interesting how much complexity you can put in, because you want to put in enough to make it interesting, but if you put in too much, then it's like not good. That's the dance. And
it's like perfume.
She's amazing at that.
Yeah.
Really
well, so I'm glad that we brought up songwriting. So there's a Norwegian cruise coming up.
Yeah.
It's actually a cruise featuring songwriting. I mean, it's called what's it?
Free the Beat.
Yeah, Free the Beat.
Yeah.
It's a platform where the music industry's top creators, artists, and songwriters are curating and creating content for this library, and it's happening on a Norwegian ship.
Wow.
Yeah, it's super cool. I mean, so Norwegian used one of my songs in the Superbowl commercial,
Yes, they did.
which was pretty awesome.
They still do.
You've never gotten cool texts like, I just heard your song in the Super Bowl. That's like that's like if an ex-girlfriend texts you that, you're in good shape.
That's excellent.
So, so then after that, we were like talking about it, and I've been like partnering with them, and we're going to bring a bunch of songwriters on a cruise. We're going to make a bunch of music for their library to then put into their commercials and stuff, which is a really great way for artists to get known these days.
So you're actually taking, is it Joy, Norwegian Joy?
I don't know that exactly.
Nate, is it Norwegian Joy?
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely Joy.
You're taking it up through Alaska?
Going through Alaska. I'm bringing my dad. My dad's a songwriter as well. He's great.
That'll be nice.
Children's singer, the best.
Wait, hold on. Taking your dad on a cruise?
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Okay.
Are you going to play Deal or No Deal?
Oh,
I love playing that on Norwegian
Is that on the
cruises.
cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds great.
And that Norwegian passage is just beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
The Norwegian ships, we have Bliss, we have Encore coming up, and now Joy.
Cruises are great.
Unbelievable. Okay, let's talk about the album. It's called Naive.
Yeah.
It comes out Friday. So, Andy, by the way, Andy Grammer's here if you're wondering who this incredibly talented man is.
Oh, thank you.
What is Naive all about?
So, like, when I came in, you guys, the first thing you said was like, oh, you're always so warm and sweet, right?
Yeah.
Like that, that happens a lot from a lot of the world. And sometimes it comes with this little twinge of like, you're so cute, like over there in the corner. like you're so like nice and positive. And sometimes that's perceived as weak. And I think that the people that still in a dark world are able to fight through and show up and be sincere and bring positivity is actually like, it's a war to do that. Like it can be really hard to stay up in a world that's dark. So I'm like, I know that some people will consider me the happy guy that's just like naive, but this album's a little bit about like, it's a war. So it's a more three-dimensional character, the guy who is like smiling.
I don't know if I want to hear this.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be too real. He's going to.
Yeah.
It's going to get real.
Yeah.
So it was like a little bit harder this album to find the magic. You're talking about songwriting, to find the thing that's going to make everybody actually feel something. And it was like a little bit of a darker time to find the real magic. But that's what brings out songs like "Don't Give Up on Me."
You know, it's very interesting you brought that up, Andy.
Yeah.
The fact that if you can be positive and actually look out for other people, some consider that a weakness.
It's considered sometimes a weakness.
That's awful.
Isn't that weird?
I hate to hear that because I think it takes more effort sometimes.
Yeah.
Way more.
To like, keep an eye
I do
on.
think that, but and even just like I played an album release last night, and a lot of people that come to my shows are like me. So they like super relate to it. I'm usually playing a show in some city, and I like to say like, listen, there's a lot of shows happening in the city tonight. There's probably down the street, there's probably a club with like everybody's dressed in black, and they need that. And that's important. There's no hierarchy. But please, if you come to my show and you're like the happy friend in the group, you need to know that the world will sometimes try to dim you down. And I need you to keep that way up. Like, keep it up, you know?
I'm just reminded, remember when Andy Grammer performed with PS22 on Staten Island?
Oh, yes.
So
you know,
sweet.
a lot of the world, actually, they know these kids. I mean, PS22, this incredible school, an amazing leader that teaches these kids all about music, the positivity of music, how it can change your life, the fire of music and the passion for music can actually bring great things into your life. Mm-hmm. And he's teaching these kids at PS22. We've had them in our room performing for us. They actually performed at my birthday party one year.
Oh, they're awesome.
So, hold on. I have this. This has over 50 million views. Did you know that?
Oh, it's bonkers, man.
Did you just use the word bonkers?
I did.
I love that word.
I thought I told you that was cool. I'm so cool.
Do we have to edit that out? Is that foul language?
No, he's staying happy and positive with
Okay, bonkers. What is the translation of bonkers? It's like a private part. It's a sexual organ.
Oh, God.
Wait, hold on. Where is it? Oh, come on, 2. This is Andy Grammer with PS22's chorus. Listen to Andy and these kids. Andy, when you were hanging out and performing with these kids, did you see a little bit of you as a kid? I mean, were you into music when you were that young?
No, I was more into sports.
Yeah.
Took me a while to get into music. Right around high school, I got in. But there's something extra, especially with this song. A song like "Don't Give Up on Me," which a lot of people that are going through stuff took on as their own. And it came out in this movie 5 Feet Apart, which is awesome about 2 kids that are in sick hospital. They're in the hospital and they're sick and they fall in love. And so it had this own kind of like sweet twinge to it. But then when I heard kids singing it, I didn't even know how much I was going to feel. That's the 4th time that we had to do it, because the first 3 times I just literally just start crying. I was like, I start singing and they're behind me and the kids choir comes in and I just couldn't. I was like, this is too good. You guys are too sweet. So the 4th time we finally got through it. And then, to have something go that crazy on the internet is really wonderful.
How did you make the transition from sports to music? Like, what was it? Do you remember that magical moment where you said, "Wait a minute, I'm going to take a different road here"?
Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I was in my mom's minivan, and I was like,
"Really?
I think everything's different.
Talk about that.
Take a new path here."
No, talk about that.
Because she that first album, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, it was like she made integrity sound cool, which is really hard to do. Holy crap, that's hard to do. Just so everybody knows, that is almost impossible to do.
We struggle with that daily.
It is like really hard to do. And she was doing it like doo-wop. She's putting everybody in their place, and it was just like unbelievable. And I remember in that moment feeling like all I cared about was trying to get to the NBA. I am not good enough by any means to go to the NBA. But at that point, that was like my focus, and it started to shift to like, what is this? This is unbelievable. And I started going down that route.
It's my hope and prayer that everyone listening to this show right now has that one song or one album that really is a clear, defined turning point in their lives.
Yeah.
And it's okay to give the music the credit. You know, sometimes you can sit there and just think long and hard, what was it? Was it because of the way my parents treated me as a kid or some traumatic thing that made me realize that life is great? You could actually look at the music in your life and say that was when it all turned around.
Yeah. And then another one was Stevie Wonder. I'm like, oh man, you make everybody feel a certain way. These are the people I've heard you find your musical family. You start listening to music and you're like, oh, you're like my musical dad. You're like my musical grandpa. You're like my musical brother. And you slowly start to build it up. And that's what fully pulled me away from sports. But I still kind of have like a sports take on a lot of it.
Right.
Go to a show and be like, I got to win. This doesn't work unless we win. Do we win?
So this commercial that's always on for like Norwegian Bliss, because look, I mean, there's Norwegian Bliss over in the corner. We have a you see it over there? No, we have a model.
You have like a full model.
Yeah, because that's our ship.
That's our ship.
Oh, that's yours.
We're the grandparent.
The
godparents.
You're the godparents.
We're the grandparents.
We're the grandparents. Thank God they have
so proud.
They have wheelchair accessible entries for us. Anyway, but I mean, when you recorded this, and it was originally for the Super Bowl when they played this commercial, correct?
Yeah, no, the song has been out for a long time, but for the Super Bowl, it was sick.
Yeah. And then you hear this, and you're like, oh, Norwegian Cruise Line.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, it's Andy Grammer.
So sweet.
It's got to be so nice to be so tied into something that's so much fun. I mean, have you been on a cruise before?
I have. I've done some cruises. They're dope.
Have you been on a Norwegian cruise?
I don't think I've been on a Norwegian before.
Oh, my God.
Totally different.
So fun.
Different vibe?
Yeah, you're going to love it.
Very,
Especially, have you been to Alaska?
I have been to Alaska a couple times.
It's so incredible.
Which is great.
I hope they paid you $1 kabillion for that song.
Honestly, that was all the texts. It wasn't like, dude, great job. It was like all my songwriting friends and like people are like, I hope you got paid a ton of money. I'm like, yo, I don't even remember. It was like, it's amazing to be a part of it.
Well, first of all, we're very, very closely related with Norwegian. We know what kind of money they're bringing in over there. They can afford it. Secondly, I mean, to go on a Norwegian cruise, it's so much fun, and that song just totally does reflect what a cruise with Norwegian's all about. So, I mean, it's perfectly. I mean, but is there a part of you thinking, God, you know, this is my music, and now it's associated with a business, like a commercial thing?
Yeah, no, I think that music in general, that one in particular, has been played in a lot of different places. It gets played like in stadiums when people win in certain places. Like it's got like a big life. So
right,
I'm
does.
psyched. It's
now,
cool.
have you ever been contacted by someone who wants to use your music and you're like, I don't think I want my song played during a tampon commercial.
Yeah.
I don't even think they bring that to me. I don't even hear about it.
You imagine the herpes commercial.
Yeah.
Here it is. You
It's
don't
like
want that.
because every once in a while,
Aren't some people like really tight about it and don't let anyone use it? I think they're
I would assume.
Yeah.
But then I see
I'm not that guy.
not going to happen here.
He's letting that out there.
You will see a commercial for incontinence or whatever, and they use a song from the 80s or something. I'm thinking, oh my God, "Take on Me" by a-ha. They're actually selling out. You know, they're actually like making money off this.
Oh my God, yeah, I did see. It is funny how like different plot points for people. I saw something online the other day that I posted of this lady laughing so loud and singing this song. Someone's like, "What is that?" Someone else was like, "I think it's a Norwegian commercial."
Exactly.
Like that's pretty much.
It used to be your song, and now it's our Norwegian commercial.
Yeah, exactly.
And we accept it wholly. So this Friday, you're going to be on the Today Show.
Yeah.
You know, we do a lot of work with Today Show as
They're
well.
the best.
And you're going to be in the park, aren't you? Or
Yeah,
you're
man.
going to be outside.
We'll be outside
at Rockefeller Center.
playing some songs, playing some new songs from the record. It's gonna be dope.
Look, where are you from originally?
I grew up here.
Andy?
I grew up like an hour north of here.
Well, in
Chester, New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, coming to New York City to you is not an unusual.
No, it's great. It feels good.
But, and I've got to tell you this, and I've lived here for 30-something years, to be able to stand in the middle of Rockefeller Center and you look up at the beautiful, beautiful GE building and you look up which is now the Viacom building or something. I don't know. It's the NBC building. And then you look over here, these skyscrapers anywhere, and you're in the middle of it. And you start hitting those first notes on your guitar, and you watch the entire city go, what the hell is that? And they all come to the
really
middle
wild.
of Rockefeller Center to watch you perform.
It's wild, man.
That's got to be just a crazy feeling.
It's this interesting thing, like to be so lucky in the position that I'm in. I constantly just have to, we were even driving over here. I'm like, man, Z100. I get to like bring some friends in and just hang out, play, or to get to do the Today Show. I started as a street performer, so it's really, really awesome. All of it's amazing.
So you're basically going back to street
Just
performing
going back
at
to
Rockefeller Center.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to talent like Tia and Ronnie and Keisha, who were backing you up on the song a moment ago,
Yes.
how do you guys meet each other? I've always wondered, like, how do you know each other?
Yeah, so Tia and Ronnie are on tour with me all the time.
Right.
And Keisha has been working with me a lot more now. We just made a live record of the record that's about to come out.
Right.
So first we're going to drop this one, and then they came in and we made this incredible live record with a ton of gospel singers and just like awesome.
There's something about gospel music that just,
I love it. I'm in the craziest gospel zone right now. I didn't grow up with it.
It takes everything to the next level.
I just went to the Kanye Sunday service, and it was unbelievable.
Nice.
Everyone says it really is the
It changed
best
my,
thing.
it changed my life. It was amazing.
How many people show up to that?
First of all, it doesn't make any sense financially. As,
Yeah.
as a musician, I'm there. I'm like, what is going on here?
Right.
There's like 80 people in the middle of the room, and there was probably about 60 people watching.
Wow.
And it was just one of the most incredible experiences.
How do you
I'm
find
like
out and get
super-
that invite?
One of my good friends that's a musician is one of the percussionists.
Oh,
You
wow.
got to know
I was in a
something.
There you
bad
go.
band with him in LA. Yeah. But finally I hit him up. He let me in.
You know what? I totally understand why you called your album Naive, and especially now that you explained it, I get it. But I got to say, Andy, out of all the kabillions of people we've met in this business, you're truly one of the nicest guys.
You
thank
really
man.
are.
And so
Appreciate
you deserve every penny Norwegian pays you.
And more. Go and renegotiate.
And and there's got to be a reason why such talented people want to work with you. And of course, it's reverse. I'm sure you love working with them as well. But anyway, thank you so much for coming in. And also, I had a friend that was in Fort Hood, Texas, when you played for the military down there. Remember
Oh,
that? Yeah. Did a concert. Just a free.
It was for
little-
4th of July. It was great.
Just say, hey, I'm going to show up and perform for the families and stuff.
It was great.
We appreciate everything you bring to the
Same,
table.
you guys
the
love.
music
So much
is
love.
it Andy Grammer, new
Next
single is
time,
called "Don't Give Up on Me." The album "Naive" is out Friday.
I'm going to bring more people next time.
Yeah.
We need like a full like a full brass band.
We're going to turn this into a tabernacle. Yeah. I would love it. That'd be awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Andy Grammer.
The Mercedes-AMG Interview Lounge.